Well, Miss Kennedy could also do it, so you're not by yourself. You're not alone in this one.
Appreciate that. Joanne also here. Oh, Mara, tell us about it. What are you doing? What's your useless talent? Come off mute.
Double crossing my fingers and with both hands. And also, even though there's not many people like math, I have like a talent of knowing like high grade level math that is not my grade.
I'd say that might be a pretty useful talent one day. Anybody else with a useless talent? What's yours, Ms. Cardesis?
Whoa.
It's really useless. I don't think I have many talents, evidently. I can shoot water, a perfect stream of water, and like aim it like a good 5 feet and like hit a fly off a wall. I'm like Annie Oakley, directly out of the middle of my 2 front teeth. There you go.
Well, on the precipice of winter break, which is where we are, I'm sure you all will have plenty of time to figure out all of your scholars' useless talents, because they are probably going to drive you crazy for the next 14 days, showing you all the things that they can do. It is so good to see all of you. So glad you're here. Ms. Lopez, I want to, before we get any further, we are going to back up for a second. And we want to make sure that we are able to every week provide translation for families who prefer to hear this information in Spanish. So Ms. Lopez, will you just ask the community, and then we're going to share our plan in this chat and chew for making sure that we can get you all of the information in Spanish as we go.
Buenas noches, familias. Nosotros queremos hacer el esfuerzo de traducir lo más que podamos en estas llamadas que tenemos con las familias. Al final de esto vamos a coger preguntas en español. Para la gente que prefiere, si prefiere en español, por favor, use el chat y puede poner ahí que necesita español. Y sabemos que al final de esto podemos reunirnos en otro cuarto para responderle sus preguntas.
Yes, hi. Good evening, Miss Carol Miles. This is Verizon. How are you? Verizon? Hi, I'm calling in regards to a service.
I think somebody might be off mute. Either that or Verizon has gotten into our Zoom somehow. If everybody doesn't mind just checking to make sure that you are muted and I'm not accidentally getting some feedback here. Oh, perfect. Somebody got it. And Ms. Lopez, did you see anyone respond in the chat?
No, we can go ahead.
Okay, great. I got a private message actually. So I'm gonna create a breakout room really quickly. And can you just let the family who private messaged me know that I am going to send you all in a breakout room to just go over the announcements that are in the slides. And then when we go to the breakout rooms, you can, we can figure out which place that they want to join or how to get them that info. All right, give me just 1 second and I'm going to get that going. Families, thank you for your patience for 1 second as I have to stop share to make sure that I can do that. Okay, great. Saw that message, Ms. Lopez. So no breakout room for right now? Okay.
At the end.
At the end. Great. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We all know the Zoom norms. No, we do ask that you just double check your mute as we go, just so that it minimizes any background noise that might come through unless you're coming off to share. And we will have plenty of time for that in this session today. You can also use the raise a hand function, and I see someone with a hand raised right now. Not sure if it's on purpose or accident, If it stays up, I will definitely call you off mute in just a second once I get everyone situated in where we are going at the first part of the chat and shoot today. So I'm gonna actually shift the order of our agenda today because we have a very special, amazing guest with us today who is giving of his time after hours because he just doesn't want to do anything more than support all 6 of our schools. That is Casimir Smith. He is our, Mr. Casimir Smith, will you come off mute and tell us your exact title so I don't butcher it?
Yeah, I'm the Director of Technology.
Amazing. Simple and sweet, Director of Technology. He has all the answers to all the things that we need to know about PowerSchool. And so in response to family feedback last week around like just needing PowerSchool support and problem solving, he is here. So I'm gonna shift the order of our agenda actually to do our breakout rooms first to get people information specifically that they need. So I see some hands going up. If everyone can just give me 1 second to go over what the breakout rooms will be, I am happy to call you all off of mute and answer those specific questions. So we are going to bypass our grade level highlights, nobody look, because we're gonna come back to them. And we are going to start with our breakout rooms. So again, last week, 2 things came up that people wanted support with. One was PowerSchool and tech. The other was understanding the MAP assessment and what the scores mean and how do I even get my child's scores if I wasn't at conferences. So we're actually gonna start by breaking out into 2 breakout rooms. If you're like, I don't need support with PowerSchool or MAP, you can stay in the main session and we can just have general Q&A first. But these are gonna be the 2 breakout rooms that we're actually gonna start with. So if I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment so that I can make those breakout rooms. If you have the ability to change your name on Zoom to a 1 for technology and a 2 if you'd like to go for map data. So if you can change your name to 1 if you wanna go into technology and 2 if you wanna go into the map room, that will help me make these breakout rooms as efficiently as possible.
Wait, which one is for the PowerSchool?
Yep, that's number 1, Mara.
Miss Strong,
Yes.
it's set so that we can't change our name.
Excellent.
I don't know how to change the name, but I'm pretty sure you have the setting on so that you can change names.
Thank you so much for letting me know. Ms. Lopez, are you still the host or am I?
Yeah, I changed it already. You should be able to change your name now.
Okay, great. So Ms. Lopez just changed the settings. That means, Ms. Lopez, you can also make these breakout rooms for us. Is that right?
Yep.
If you don't know how to change your name, you can just drop it in the chat and we'll use that to get you in the best space. So Mara, you can just put in the chat. Yep, and Ms. Cook, if you need an update on both, that's not a problem. Pick the one that feels most pressing right now, and then we will get you connected with the other breakout room in just a little bit so you can get both pieces of info. All right. Great, so Ms. Cook, we're gonna put you in room 2 to start for map data. And again, if you're like, neither of these are actually my most pressing issue, you are welcome to stay in the main room and we can do some general Q&A on updates to just get you any information you need while others are getting that information. And India B, I see a raised hand. I'm not sure if that is on purpose or accident. Yes, Mr. Leo, great question. So our MAP assessment is an assessment we give 3 times a year. It measures students' progress in reading and math. And last week, several families indicated that they just needed a refresher on how do I understand my child's MAP data, or they weren't able to come to conferences, and so they don't actually have their scholars scores. So if you fall in either of those categories, you don't actually have your scholars MAP data, or you're not sure what it means and how to interpret it, you'd want to go to MAP. If you're having problems with PowerSchool or technology, you're going to want to go to the tech room, where we have the one and only Casimir Smith with all the answers to all the things here to help us today. And we are going to start, Ms. Cardesis, with 10 minutes in the room. And then you can just send me a message if we end up needing more time. And Ms. Lopez, if you can put, if you can enable private chatting, Ms. Cardesis is going to use that to get.
I'm trying to figure out where that is and I can't find it.
Okay, got it.
We still have some people who haven't picked the number. Kaz, I think I gave you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have it now. Okay.
And Ms. Lopez, I saw that Emily Paquar went in group 1. If you want to join that room and use the private chat feature, I will stay in this main room and go over general announcements with those that don't need a breakout space.
It's not letting me share in the breakout room for some reason.
Well, now you're a co-host.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and set a timer there. Ms. Lopez, it looks like we got everyone that's on here. We've got one family left that looks like they need to be moved into room 1, and one family left that needs to go in 2.
Can you tell me the names? Because right now I'm looking at just names.
Yeah.
Oh, there, I put whatever's 1 or 2, I put it, they just have to hit join.
Okay, great. So number 2, the cute emoji with a rainbow umbrella. If you press join the room, it'll take you where you need to go. Oh, I think they got there. All right, amazing. So it seems like everybody that is still in here is in here on purpose, because you do not need to go in the PowerSchool room or in the map data room, because you are all set. Just want to make sure, please go ahead and just come off mute and correct me. If you're like, actually, I need to be somewhere else, please get me there. See Mr. Leo, Miss Gibson, I see a Sophia. And a Serenity.
Hey, Miss Strong, it's Yolanda.
Hey, Yolanda, how are you?
Hi, good. So I missed the first couple of minutes of the meeting. Was there anything new or
Yeah,
that was brought up?
we did a crazy thing and we reversed the order of the agenda because Casimir Smith, who's our director of technology at the network, is actually here to do some PowerSchool troubleshooting. So we are coming back in a moment to the announcements and the shout outs. And we just put people straight in the breakout rooms since he's only able to be here for the start of the meeting. So we just kind of flipped the order.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And if you don't need to go in a breakout room right now, I'm happy to take these 10 minutes for anyone that's in the main room. If you just have general questions before we go over the rest of the content, I'm happy to answer them.
Excuse me. I got kicked out from the other room. I think from the room from the map. Well, I was setting up something on my phone, and then it seems that I got kicked out by mistake. Oh, thank you very much.
No problem. And Ms. Lopez, if you can make Ms. Cardesis a co-host as well. She just texted me she's having a little bit of screen sharing issue. All right, families, those of us that are left while we have the breakout space, again, you are welcome to just come off mute. If you have some specific general questions I can answer while the rest of the crew is in breakout rooms. Otherwise, we'll resume our program in just a few minutes.
Ms. Strong, it's Joanne.
Joanne.
I assume you'll talk about this in the big group, but I can't wait to know. But like, have you heard anything from the DOE about when they're gonna talk about middle schools, or like, is it gonna be mid-January, or do you know anything more than what we know?
You know, funny that you ask. I was communicating with our co-located principal, Mark Fetterman. He's the principal at Eastside, and I said the same to him, like, have you heard anything that I haven't heard? And he said, I hear things after they go out on Twitter, and then a parent calls me and tells me the DOE announced something. I was like, okay, well, at least we're in the same boat there. Not a boat we want to be in, but a same boat. So as of right now, there is nothing that I can determine. I know that network has been working on several different contingency plans pending what we find out from the DOE. And so I know they plan to share an update really soon. There should be some information coming in tomorrow's family newsletter just about anything that they know and what our internal plan is going to be. Right now, we are continuing to plan for remote learning that week back in January, which was our original plan anyway. In case people travel for the holidays, we wanted to build in that buffer for quarantine and everyone to be home. So everyone should plan to stay remote that week, and hopefully we'll know more this week in the network family newsletter. Absolutely. Hi, Ms. King. Good to see you. Joanne, were you on the Unity meeting today?
I was, but I could only stay until after the 7th grade polos. But I want to know which staff got the polos. That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, it was quite the big reveal. Esther was cracking me up in the chat. At one point, I just saw her type, I don't even know what she was responding to. Yes, Miss Walker, we all know history is important. And it was like in all caps. I was like, woo, Esther getting sassy. And she had her like black background and her black hat on. So she just looked like a head kind of like bobbing on the screen. It was quite comical. but the staff core value polo awards went to Mr. Melendez for scholarship. And I believe it was Esther's nomination that got read aloud, which was, so this teacher has a Play-Doh tattoo, which obviously means he's a scholar, which was like just oh my God, so funny. So Mr. Melendez for scholarship, Miss Patrick in 6th grade for responsibility, Miss McCullough for sisterhood. It's rare that a staff member gets a second core value polo. It's like we're trying to spread the love, but we also, last year started incorporating student and staff votes, right? It used to be that the leadership team nominated teachers, and then it was like, wait a minute, there's a huge missed opportunity here to get everybody's voice. And what's really cool is that we then get to share. All the nominations have notes from kids and families that, like, even if you don't get the polo, we can then share the kind words, which is a great way to just like uplift people on the team. So anyhow, it's rare that a staff member get 2, but this was Miss McCullough's second, and she got sisterhood. And I videotaped her crying while she received it. Miss Sailing, who is our new 8th grade, relatively new 8th grade ELA teacher, was nominated for merit. And so I may be mixing up Mr. Melendez and Miss Sailing. One of them got merit, one of them got scholarship. But yeah, it was Miss Patrick, Mr. Melendez, Miss Sailing, and Miss McCullough. No, it was really great. It was really great. 8th graders were blowing up the chat. I was laughing so hard because Kamora Outlaw, she shows so much sisterhood whenever we're in a whole school unity meeting. And today Miss Trez was going crazy. And every time there was an announcement about a kid, she was coming off mute, like, that's my point of contact. Woo! She was like playing a horn. And Kamora put in the chat, when Miss Trez is giving you a shout out, you are it. And it was like, oh, this is just such a great moment of community. So cute. And Mara Delaware, our student chat and chew representative, who's here every week, got the 5th grade. Pretty sure she got the scholarship polo. It was precious. And she was announced as the student chat and chew representative. Woo. That's our breakout room timer. Just send everybody a message, make sure they're ready to close it out. If for some reason the breakout rooms are taking a little longer than expected, if this group doesn't have any specific questions I can answer, what I'll do is I'll go through the rest of what's on our program for tonight with you, and then you can hop off. That way, I know there's a council meeting tomorrow. We want to save everybody's energy for the community council meeting. And I just heard from Ms. Cardenas, no, they are not ready to close out. So if it works with you all, I'm going to go through what we've got on the slide deck while they remain in the breakout rooms, and we'll be really differentiated today. It's going to be great. All right. So I'm going to back the slide deck on up. Whoop, whoop. All right. So we can't go a week without our highlights, even if our grade team leaders are not here. So shout out to our trimester 1 polo winners in 5th grade, Carly Neal, Layla Bermudez, Amelia Hill Soto, and Mara Delaware. It was great to celebrate them today. And then what we've included on here is like an amazing demonstration of 5th grade sisterhood. This student misunderstood the core value polo nomination form. That's where they nominate teachers. And so she thought she was nominating her classmates in 5th grade for core value polos. And so these were the notes that she put in the form, which we just had to share. So shout out to Aisha. This is a student in my class and she always focuses even when the teacher is not watching her. Shout out to Alexis. I picked Alexis because she's always active in class and she always pays attention. Shout out to Carly. I picked Carly because she never gives up and she always tries her best even when it's hard. And then shout out to everyone in my class. I picked these people because to explain, if somebody makes a mistake, they would always say, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry, you tried at least," which is super helpful and kind. So shout out to our incredible fifth graders and the fifth grade nugget who accidentally shared some amazing shout outs with her team. Mr. Smith, I see you're back, which I think means that your breakout group is wrapping up. Can you come off mute and just confirm for me if you all are good to go?
Yep, we're good to go.
Amazing. We've left the map group in because Ms. Cardesis said they needed more time. So we're going to start going through. Let me just tell her, come back when you're ready. Awesome. And Mr. Smith, again, shout out to you for joining us today at short notice. Please do not feel like you need to stay for the rest of the chat and chew. We truly appreciate you coming to help us with our tech. You're the best. You're a one-man team. You're a person, not a system. We know. Sixth grade highlights. All right. So Miss Patrick wanted to shout out Madison Hillary James for her participation in science. Mr. Jorian wants to shout out Nyla for being engaged in every class and putting her best foot forward to learn as best as possible in a remote environment. Mr. LaRose wants to shout out Isabella and Kylie for participating in class. Miss Craigman wants to shout out Madison Hillary James, 2 in 1 week, and Kylie for their participation in art. Mr. Requerte wants to shout out Taina for participating in math and for having great communication. Also a personal shout out from me to Taina, if she's listening. I saw her on camera this week and she looks like she is an actual teenager now, and it kind of broke my heart, but was also precious. Shout out to Taina. And Mr. Marr wants to shout out Peyton for always taking a chance in class, even when she is unsure. 7th grade, whoop, whoop. For those of you who are able to be in the core value unity meeting this morning, you know that Jasleen O'Neill was awarded sisterhood, Marley Best for responsibility, Anaris Martin for merit, and scholarship goes to Kamaya Patnett. There was so much celebration for these 7th grade scholars, and a special shout out since Anaris's mom, Deshauna Martin, also demonstrates merit as a newly elected member to our Community Council e-board. If you're on here, Ms. Martin, shout out to you too. And 8th grade, core value polo shout outs. Leilani Tonko earned merit, Kamora Outlaw for sisterhood, Sarai Blackie for scholarship, and Tyla Nelson for responsibility. Huge shout out to any 8th grade families on this call. You know who you are. It is the end of middle school, almost. We're not there yet, but we're halfway through the year. And we know that 8th graders have been here, some of them since kindergarten. And parents, you've been here with us through it all, and we appreciate your partnership. We know how special 8th graders can be, and we appreciate all that you are doing to keep them on track. They continue to be our leaders, leading the way in attendance. They still hold the record. So shout out to 8th graders and to 8th grade families. Some quick updates and reminders. We are in the midst of an intense independent reading competition. Before I get into the competition, I just want to make sure I take a chance to reiterate the importance of independent reading. Getting our scholars to read every day is arguably like the single most important thing that you can do to support your scholars' learning. Get them reading anything they are interested in. Magazines, crazy anime novels, graphic novels. Find what they are interested in and do everything in your power to give them access to independent reading materials. And if you need support with that, please reach out directly. We've had supply distributions, including independent reading books. We'll have another one in January where you can come pick up books from us. And we can also put you, get you some resources for the New York Public Library, which has some incredible grab and go options right now. We want our girls reading. We need our girls reading, particularly in remote learning. We've got to prevent any slide, and independent reading is, again, arguably one of the best ways to ensure that your scholar stays on track. And so we've had an independent reading competition going, and it ends on Friday. Just because the competition ends on Friday doesn't mean that the independent reading does, because we're going to start a new competition in January. However, the takeaway here is we need kids independently reading every day. There are 2 times of the day built in their schedule they should be independently reading. One, everybody has from 4 to 4:30 on their schedule built in as just time to be off camera, off class, getting your independent reading done. The second is if your scholar is not currently in an intervention or a small group, there is an additional period of the day where they do not have synchronous instruction. They need to be using that period for 2 things. 1 is independent reading. 2 is the IXL practice their math teachers have put on Google Classroom. So it is really important that not only are they reading, but they are tracking their progress and completing their independent reading. We've got a choice card. So they get to choose different activities that they can do to demonstrate their knowledge and to their practice with their independent reading. So they need to be going on their Google Classroom every day for independent reading. And there is a task to submit. Again, it is student choice. It is meant to really encourage a love of reading because we need our scholars to love reading and do it. I explained today, everything in COVID is different. We've got restrictions. Some of us aren't leaving the house much, but there are no restrictions on the adventures that you can go on when you are in a book. You can travel, you can go to outer space, you can solve problems, you can have all the relationship drama in the world that middle schoolers love to have in a book right now. There's no restrictions on it, and we've got to get our kids in books. So right now, LL, Loretta Lynch, 7th grade, they're in the lead for the competition. They have the most independent reading submissions in the school. We still have 2 days to close out this competition. So, big push, need your support. The winner, the winning class gets a feature in the Weekly Blossom, the family newsletter that goes out, and they're going to get a class party. They're going to have a dress up like your favorite character day party when we come back in January. So again, can't stress it enough. Again, right now I'm looking out the window. I think the snow's coming down like crazy. There's no better time to get in a good book. And again, if you need resources for reading materials, reach out. We've got Newsela as a free one every kid has access to online. We can connect you with New York Public Library resources, and we can connect you with supply distribution dates to come get independent reading books from school for your scholar.
Ms. Strong, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If you read like after independent reading time, could you still submit it?
Absolutely. You can still submit even if you do it in the evening.
And also my class wasn't really interested into the reading competition.
I know, we gotta fix that. How are we gonna fix it?
I don't know. Maybe I could just encourage them because of the favorite character day in the party.
I mean, everybody likes a party. So that's a good point. Maybe I'll pop in your advisory tomorrow and make an announcement because we got to get everybody reading. I'm about to start a new book myself. I just finished one, highly recommended. It's called, and this is kind of an adult book. I mean, you could read it, Mara, but you might not like it that much. It's called This Is How It Always Is. Really beautiful story for families about a parent and their large family and their transgender child and how they navigated all of that. Highly recommended for families. The best way you can encourage reading in your children is for them to see you doing it, for you all to do it together. And again, to make sure they have access to anything that interests them. Again, graphic novels, wonderful. Magazines, wonderful. Tiger Beat, or whatever the crazy magazines are that the kids like nowadays, wonderful. Let's find something they love. Let's get them reading it. Grade Team Weekly newsletters. Please be on the lookout for these. Grade Team leaders are sending these out once a week. Some teams send it out on Mondays, others send it out on Fridays. But it gives you key updates from each of your teachers, reminders about upcoming events, and this week, be on the lookout for winter break work. So that is going to be included in the Grade Team newsletter. 2 things every scholar needs to do over winter break, at the risk of being redundant: independent reading every day. And we have an IXL math competition that's going to start up over break, because the biggest thing, the most important thing, is that kids are getting daily practice. We want you to have breaks. We want them to have breaks. We want everybody to get rest and relaxation. We also want to keep their minds engaged. So you will see any other break work that's assigned in the Grade Team newsletter. But the 2 things all scholars are going to need to do over break are the IXL math competition and their independent reading. And then I would love for a member of our community council to just come on with a reminder about tomorrow. I'm happy to do it, but I'd love to hear your voice, not mine.
I'll go ahead. Good afternoon, well, good evening, everyone. I'm Yolanda Sumter, your community council president for this year. Tomorrow will be our very first general community council meeting. Tomorrow at 5:30. Ms. Strong, I'll be sure to get you the updated flyers so that information's there for everyone. But we would really love for you all to attend and provide us as much feedback as possible. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, 5:30. Thanks.
Thanks, Yolanda. Again, shout out to Community Council. Please, I know that it's 2 meetings in a week. Plus, if you went to Unity meeting this morning, you've been online almost as much as your scholars have this week. We are working together, Community Council and school leadership, so that once we get your feedback tomorrow, we will make sure that our cadence of meetings is such that when they're having a meeting, we can merge it with a chat and chew, right? We know that you're committing a lot of time to these conversations, and we really value it. So please join tomorrow, give all of the feedback. We are only as good as we are when we work together, and your voices at the table are really important. So please join. And we already had our breakout rooms to get you all this information. So that is all we have for today. We wanted to keep this one kind of short because we've got a community council meeting tomorrow, but I am happy to hang online for a little while longer if there are general questions that you have not gotten answered. Additionally, if you were in the PowerSchool group and you need to talk about map data, we're also happy to hang back and get you in a breakout room to get that information. But otherwise, I hope you all stay safe and warm. It's getting crazy out there. I'm gonna go see the snow in a minute and take my dog out. But stay safe and warm. It's gonna get a little tricky, and we hope that you all have a great rest of the week.
The cozy writing day was really fun. I had to write 6 pages though.
How many pages did you write?
6 pages or 2 chapters.
Whoa, and what genre were you in?
Fantasy.
Families, just wait for our next chat and chew because we are going to have a semi-publishing party. Our girls participated in Cozy Creative Writing Day today. And as of an hour ago, we still had students in their Google Docs working on their stories. So Mara, thank you for that feedback. I am so excited to read all of the incredible things that you all wrote today. And parents, you will definitely enjoy the romance genre. We always get some really, really great content there. Yes, Ms. King, have a great evening. All right, I'm gonna be quiet now. You are welcome to use the raise a hand feature. If you've got specific questions, I'm happy to call you off mute, or you can drop them in the chat.
Hi, Ms. Strong. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Ms. Strong, I'm sorry, I was on a call, but I missed that you mentioned that there's a place where the girls can document their independent reading.
Yes.
My daughter claims she doesn't know where that is. Can you please direct me so that then I could work with her in that area?
Absolutely. So it should be posted in her ELA Google Classroom. So she should be able to go in her ELA Google Classroom, and there should be a post in there about independent reading and exactly where she needs to submit the work. And if you go to her Google Classroom for ELA and you can't find it, if you tell me your scholar's grade level, I'll put her ELA teacher's email in the chat for you because they should be able to point you in the exact right direction.
No, I will look it up with her, and I do have their emails. They both are great. We have communicated before, so I will let them know. But it's Isabella from sixth grade.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. And tell Isabella I said hi.
I will.
Hey, Ms. Vasquez, good to see you. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. Nice to see you guys. Just
good to see you.
Make it.
You're breaking up just a little. Hi. 1 second, families. I'm bringing my
I'm just making it to the chat show a bit late, but I'm here.
Good to see you. Please tell Mackenzie I said hi.
Likewise, I will. Mac.
And the baby, who's probably a toddler by now. I feel like the next time I see the baby, it's gonna be he's gonna be walking, and I'm gonna be petrified.
My baby, he's walking.
Stop.
Yeah, because he's gonna be 2 years old in a few months.
I can't. Stop it.
It honestly went really fast. It did.
It really went so fast.
It really did. I can't even believe in myself. It really did.
Oh my God, he was like tiny nugget size on your chest at greeting, like yesterday.
With so much going on, it's, time is really going by really fast, but it's good to see.
It is. It's really good to see you too.
Likewise, and hello to everybody.
Absolutely. I hope you have a good holiday, and tell Mr. Talbot we said hello as well.
I will. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you and your family.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk.
Sounds good. Miss Fleming or Miss Gregory, is there anything that we can do for you tonight before we sign off? All right, I'm going to assume that you all are good to go. If you have any concerns we weren't able to address tonight, please feel free to reach out and stay warm and safe in this crazy weather.
What's the main room? The principal? Oh,
Hi, Ms. Outlaw.
oh, hello.
How are you?
Hi. Okay. Oh,
You
Jesus.
doing all
Lord,
right?
this is-
How's Dana?
She's good.
You know, I found a picture of you.
Oh, God.
It was from, I was going back through like just pictures of the year, and it was you at the Chat and Chew. It was our last Chat and Chew in March before things closed. And it's you and Dana at the table. We were making like paper flowers or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. No
And
problem.
I thought it felt like a lifetime ago. To think that was in this year is just crazy.
It's crazy. But one question, Ms. Strong.
Yes, ma'am.
I think someone sent me the link or something to Power School. Dana claims she doesn't know. And Ms. Lopez had set it up last year where I just press a button and I see all the test scores. I have no clue of anything. But Ms. Cheng did give me all her test scores, and I spoke to Ms. O'Daniel, so they did tell me she was doing well, but it's still not up on my phone.
And so Power School is what you can't see.
Correct.
Okay. We can definitely, do you know who is your point of contact?
Ms. Chen.
Ms. Chen, okay. So what we can do is, were you trying to use the app, the Power School app, or were you looking at like the browser on your phone?
Okay, I'm completely illiterate, so I have no idea. The app,
Okay. It's totally
the browser,
okay.
the browser.
Okay, it is totally okay. So what we should probably do is just set up a one-on-one time to get you on the phone, and either Ms. Chen, or if Ms. Chen can't solve it, Ms. Ruiz or Mr. Smith, who's our director of technology, should be able to walk you through kind of step by step and problem solve whatever's getting in the way.
Okay, so do you have my home number? So maybe we can do it on my cell and talk on my home phone.
There you go. Why don't if you want to put it in the chat, you can put it. Or
how do you put it in the chat?
No,
you know how to put it in the chat? Okay.
Or you could just tell me what it is. Let me stop the recording so I don't share your number with the whole Girls Prep community.